Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Monday, August 18th. So the moon, it's still in Gemini energy, but we are going to enter into the void at 7:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're locking into the moon's rulership in Cancer energy at 3:06 p.m. again Eastern Standard Time. So first of all, we have to just kind of remind ourselves that we just shifted out of the last quarter moon phase. It hit the peak in Taurus energy. We immediately shifted into Gemini energy. That kind of put us all up in the headspace to review the elimination, the releasing, the purging that we have to do in preparation for a brand new cycle to begin under the new moon in Virgo that will be taking place here in just a couple of days. But we are in the waning crescent phase of this lunar cycle, which means that, again, we're taking the realizations, we're taking the revelations, we're taking all of those aha moments that we've received over this past month of working with this new moon Leo lunar cycle. And now we're starting to weed it out. We're starting to flip the script. Specifically in the Gemini energy that rules over the headspace, we've had an opportune time over the last couple of days to kind of realize where there's some storylines, where there's some attachments that aren't really serving us. Thus, we can kind of flip the script on them, make them a little bit more in alignment, resonating with the current version of self and the goals, the visions, the dreams that now we currently have. But we're still in this waning crescent phase, which means that this is a time to really get real and raw and vulnerable with ourselves on what we have to let go of. And although we're all up in the headspace with the Gemini energy, when we shift into the Cancer energy, that's when we drop down into the heart space. And of course, the moon in her rulership in Cancer energy is not a favorable time by the collective because we have to start feeling before we can start healing. And of course, many people run, avoid, resist all of the things that the Cancer energy needs us to reflect upon, needs us to really remind ourselves of in order to let go of those attachments. And so that's never a fun part of the lunar cycle. We also have to consider the fact that with the moon in her rulership, of course, there is this attachment to the past. There is this romanticization of the past, if that's even a word. And of course, tapping into the nostalgia of the way things used to be, the way things should have been, the way that we wanted things to go. And of course, realizing and accepting the fact that guess what, didn't happen the way that we wanted it to. We have to come into a certain term of acceptance here in the present moment before we can start building and solidifying this new emotional foundation of what it is that we need to build and create out of the not so strong, not so safe structures that of course have been falling apart, have been illuminated